What's up, great people, man? Welcome back to another great Conversations with Paul Kizer. We're gonna find us some videos to react to. Gotta be something that we can talk about. Everybody is going to kick, I see. Everybody. Um, they said the discoverability over there is a little bit better. We're gonna stick to our YouTube. Because we gotta build. They got an audience that can follow them over there. Let's get this. But it's good to see though. It's good to see what everybody doing. But I'm trying to figure out what Cake doing. Was that all I was gonna do? Yeah, I think so. All right. One day, Ryan Garcia, 150 is crazy. Had to detail. This was unexpected. Should we react to that? We can watch the first 10 minutes of it, I guess.
You know, when I create music, I just want to be, about energy, and like artistry, timeless.
Who was he, bro? Who was he trying to be like? 6ix9ine, just like he like I'm about to do whatever I want to do whenever I want to do it. I don't care. Ryan Garcia, like, hey, he started over because I know he got another one.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I want to be timeless. I make real music.
Okay, true.
Yeah, he make real music for his people. So he do got one song that I like, but yeah, about that.
You know Kanye?
Why do Ryan Garcia got them glasses on?
What you say?
No, do you know the song Ghost Town by Kanye West?
Who's that?
He's talking about who is that? He trolling.
Oh shit.
Yeah, who is that?
I mean, it's one of the best songs in the world, Kanye West. One of the best artists ever.
I don't know what you're talking about.
He say, I'm the best artist in the world. That's how he feel. Hey, as an artist, you gotta feel like that sometimes. You gotta feel like you the best. You know, that's the world we in. Understandable.
Oh shit. Bro, that's crazy.
Why they got what they got on? They just trolling to the max, I see. Say.
Oh shit.
Did you come? I sang at Baccarat like 2 days ago.
Ah, nah. You did?
Yeah, pack that shit out.
Did he drop some new music or something? Hey, this is what tells you, once you build a brand big enough, like, nobody can stop you. It ain't no canceling, because you just got to keep going at it. Some people ain't going to rock with you, but it's the other people that will rock with you.
That's that Clav? Club?
Who's that?
God, all right, bro. You gotta stop acting so nonchalant, bro. All right, bro.
Yo, bro. So, like, my thing is, like, when you...
When did we get so comfortable with guys wearing wigs? Because y'all just wearing wigs like it ain't nothing nowadays, I see. Because he ain't even drunk. He is just acting like that.
When you interviewed, or when you had on the stream Big Slime 1400,
Yeah.
like, how did that go?
I mean, you seen what he said about me. I was doing coke and all this. You know, he was pretty mad because I didn't like his, his energy. He was, he just didn't have the life to it. Everything was so like depressing and all, like, trying to be cool.
Did you guys stream here in Florida?
Nah, it wasn't.
How do you do that though? Like, but and two, you gotta understand that's that's what some people is. But Ryan, he like shit. Ryan, he know how to fight, so he like, I ain't scared of nobody. But hey, worries. I didn't listen to that interview yet, so I don't know what happened with it. If y'all know, let me know. Comment below. I forgot to say, make sure y'all like, share, subscribe. Comment below. Let me know what y'all think about this video.
It was in LA. You know, I don't even have no problem with him, really. We just made an assessment because he had like 666 on his eyelids.
Let me just start by saying this.
Yeah.
Trippy is a sweetheart when there's no cameras rolling. When there's no cameras rolling, there's no entourage, there's no nothing. He's literally fucking, what's his real name? I forgot that shit. Michael White. He's Michael. You know what I mean?
You talking about I got my notes right here. Hey, some people different on the camera than they not on the camera. They got a per se an image that they not. He learned a big lesson with that. You know.
Yeah.
Like the bootleg Michael, not Michael.
Oh, that's cold. I ain't gonna lie. That's fire. That's something that I would like to have one day, cause that's fire back there. That's fire.
Jackson. But he's a cool ass kid. Me and him actually me and Trippy actually got along pretty well when we first started. So if you guys don't know,
Michael Lamar White.
my boy Lamar. You think he does crack like the other Lamar?
Oh shit. Nah.
Nah.
Man, the troll is to the max. That's a crazy question to ask. Like, people be just trolling to the max. I ain't even gonna lie.
I don't know.
Probably he does cocaine because his name is Lamar White.
Yeah, he's definitely
But when I met Trippy, we met in 2017. I went to a studio named Hideaway or Hitway, some shit like that. I wasn't signed yet. He was signed to Elliot Grange, who's like the son of the Lucian Grange, the guy who.
He did have him a little run, but it's crazy to talk about somebody saying they do crack though. Like, that's like shit. Y'all do. Hey, they judging the book by us. They probably do it too.
Runs,
Universal, right?
Or not though too, because the internet is fake, so it's a lie. It's all a facade.
Universal, he was already signed to his son. His son wanted to prove to his dad that he could be that guy in the music industry, you know? And Trippy was already signed to him, and we made the song Pulse 1469, just say on a Wednesday, and that Thursday.
I don't know what song that is. Comment below if y'all know that song and if y'all like that song. I never heard of it.
Thursday, he was like, yo, I want to shoot the video right away. And when we shot the video right away, if people don't know this, I'm the one who filmed, well, Andrew Green, shout out Tribe Drew, was the one who filmed it, and I edit all my videos since the very beginning. We fucking edited,
That's a crazy skill. And I'm noticing nowadays a lot of this stuff, you need to have some of the skills to do it. Like, but that's fire. I never seen the video. Comment below if y'all seen that video.
Pulse 1469, Elliot Grange sees the video, asks Trippy to, meet me. We met at 888 Wilshire in California, and Trippy's label on.
Did he have to say the address though? Like, what was the point of the address? Is that an important spot? If y'all know what that spot is, let me know, because I don't know.
Who was Elliot said, yo, I want to sign you, blah, blah. And that's how me and Trippy ended up on the same label, blowing up at the same time. I surpassed Trippy, and Trippy's like, you know what? This guy's a pedophile. Don't support him. And I feel like God always has the last word, because him trying to.
Buddy always playing this God card, bro. Like, people love playing that card. And hey, you surpassed a lot of people, and then it's all about your definition of surpass. Like, what does that necessarily mean? Your numbers don't necessarily mean you you know, you better than me or you pass me. Like it depends. The definition of that is kind of vague. It's kind of black and white.
Him trying to like put me down or tie cinder blocks to my ankles and have me sink, God said, no, I have a different plan for Danny Hernandez. I have a different plan for 6ix9ine. I won't let you
Stop.
yeah, I won't let you tarnish him. Yeah. That I have great plans for him. And this is just the honest to God truth because
Yeah, and if that did happen, that's not good. Like, but I don't assume anything because I barely know Trippy, and I don't know 6ix9ine personally either. But hey, if it happened, man, that's karma is something. Like, don't try to put somebody else down just because of anything. Just hey, everybody need to let everybody just win in their own way. But it is some people that's just straight hater. That's just like, bro, why you hating? Why you wishing on another man downfall?
if you see when Gummo came out, Trippy went on a whole rant, yo, I don't fuck with 6ix9ine, he's a pedophile, this blah 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 blah. And that was enough to like destroy 6ix9ine, destroy my, climb to the top. And I made a video, I said, guys, the facts are on Google, the facts are on this beautiful website of google.com, literally right here.
2 Christian brothers, by the way.
Yeah.
Right?
And Jesus.
Yeah, no, that's crazy. But if he is, that's crazy. And if he not, that's crazy to be said that, you hating, but who knows with 6ix9ine. We don't know if he telling the truth or we don't know if the other person telling the truth. I really didn't see the story, so I don't know. But this is a good interview for Ryan, though.
Hey,
6ix9ine been blowing up again.
We gotta let you know first. We're trolling, bro. Y'all making fun of my outfit, bro. Real talk.
The outfit's fire.
No key, right?
I don't think style.
Yeah, I think this is a little too much though. The fishnets, huh?
Nah, the fish. When you have your physique, I think it's okay. When you have this physique, it's not okay. But
shit.
Jesus Christ is King, and
Yes.
Yeah, everybody's style, like you can't judge nobody's style. Everybody's style, this is somebody's style. This is what some people like to wear. So there's nothing wrong with it. Just because it ain't what you like, that don't mean it's not nice. Like that don't mean it's ugly or whatever. Like just because it's not what you like, that don't mean it's bad. Okay, it's not something you'll wear. It's not something I will wear either. But I ain't about to talk about it.
I believe Trippy's not a bad guy. He does.
Do you really believe he's demonic or no?
No.
So why would he put 666 on him? Like, it's not that cool to be that like
all right,
that. You
so
know?
If you see,
you can't say that's cool. Like it comes to a limit. Like, all right, bro, the edgy shit that now is just straight
all right,
dumb.
cool, guys. I'm gonna prove it to you on Facts TV with Ryan. Right now, Trippy is not this demonic kid at all. I don't think he is. I think
That's a good point. It is to a point where it's like, bruh, like why? And I honestly, what I blame it on? I blame it on the internet. People try to do whatever they can do to trend, whatever they can do to get views, like whatever. Because the thing is, to get views, you gotta be different. You gotta do something so crazy or different to kind of defer yourself or make yourself a little different than what everybody else is, and that's the path that they choose. Don't know why they choose that path, but that's the path that they choose. But 6ix9ine, he said he not like that, which most people probably not like that. They just trying to be so different that so they can get people to watch them, and then they got to stick to the story.
You know him better than me, so I mean, but that's just crazy. That means you got no discernment.
I think this guy.
I don't know.
I think.
What do you guys think, chat? You guys gotta fill me in on this. Like,
No, I'm gonna show you.
it's crazy.
No, it is crazy for sure.
I think Trippy is influenced by 2 different people. I think he's influenced by Marilyn Manson. Shout out Marilyn Manson. I think he does this. I don't know. I never met him, so I can't speak on that.
I can't even shout.
I don't even know who that is. Let me know if y'all know who that is. It's not my lane like that. Comment below.
That out.
No. I'm giving you what Trippie Redd. I don't think Trippie Redd is demonic. I think he wants this demographic. My demographic, I feel like it's a whole bunch of
You're everyone.
anywhere from 14 years old or 10 years old all the way till I'll say like 30, right? That demographic.
He's not everybody demographic for sure. He didn't lost some demographics for sure. Nobody's everybody demographic. Everybody's not gonna like everybody. It just don't work like that. You can't be lucky like that. Besides Mr. Beast, and his niche, he figured out.
I think Trippie's demographic is like kids who are like punk rock, just open-minded, free-spirited, like wanted to experiment different shit. I don't think he's really demonic. I think he's trying to appeal to that type of crowd. And let's pull up
But how far can you go though before it becomes just like?
Let's just pull up his biggest inspiration, right?
Well, with the internet, you can go as far as you want to go nowadays. Y'all know that. You can do whatever, because people feel like it ain't no consequence.
I feel like at a certain point, you're just demonic on accident.
No,
You know what I mean?
I think this is his biggest inspiration, to be honest with you.
Lil Uzi?
Yeah, I think,
Oh God,
bro,
what is this?
what do you mean, what is this? This is Little Uzi. I think that's Trippie Redd's biggest inspiration.
Yeah, I don't be getting, I didn't listen. I listen to some, but what they be doing, and I don't know. I don't get it. And which he may have some truth to that.
And Playboy Cardi? Similar?
Yeah, because Playboy Cardi, if you see Playboy Cardi's evolution, this is just facts.
Did he? No, but I seen him wear a thong. Did you see that?
Yeah, I seen that, but people will
Yeah, I didn't see that. And the internet, you can't believe the internet. It's fake.
defend it. You know what I mean?
How can you defend that though?
Hold on.
Bro, it's crazy, bro. Yeah, what you allow consumes you. That's what I'm saying, Chad. Like, for real talk. Oh, shit, all this and all that. Yeah.
So, like, at the end of the day, this is trendy. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
if I was to do it, it'd be like, yo, we got a fucking gaylicious rat, right? But if this guy does it, he's a fucking trendsetter.
Yeah, and he gonna bring it up so we could see it. I didn't want to see this, bro.
Right?
See, that's what I'm saying. It's too much. I got the same shit on but the thong. Fuck.
So I'm saying, if I was
All right, that ain't a thong. All right.
I'm just saying, look.
It appears to be a thong.
This is just facts.
That would have been crazy,
If
though.
you was to do this, you'll be
No, I'm done.
a coked out faggot. If I was to
Well, people said that about him too. 9 times out of 10, this ain't trendy to everybody. Everybody ain't like, oh, this is fly. I ain't saying this fly, but if that's what he want to wear, that's what he want to wear.
do it, I'll be a fucking gay rat. If this guy does it, it's like fashion. It's like
Cool.
what's cool right now. So I mean, I guess
We'll give him the benefit of the doubt. I don't think it's a thong, but it appears to be one.
I mean,
But again, I told you the fishnet's a little too much.
let's just look at the facts, right?
Okay.
You see the lingerie or whatever. What is that? The leotard? Is it leotard?
Yeah. We're
If we zoom all the way in, let's give him the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah, he trolling to the max. He just want to troll.
That is buckled. It looks like it's buckled right there.
Okay, so he didn't go all the way underneath.
Yeah, it looks like he has
Yeah.
boxers.
Ah, got it.
But you have something similar, right?
All right, bro. Yeah, I told you this was too much. You said.
Yeah, I don't know. I was trying to dress like Trippie, bro.
Yeah, no, I ain't doing that. But this, I don't get they fashion, but I ain't gonna,
This is past that.
I mean,
You made me worse. See, you got the cool fit and you gave me this shit.
Yeah, I ain't gonna.
Nah, I ain't gonna lie. That's
I
fucked
fucked up.
Yeah,
I'll take a body shot.
Yeah, and they be painting their nails now. Yeah, I ain't with it. Make sure you guys like, share, subscribe, comment below. Let me know what y'all think about that. Inside wealthy. We gotta do some comedy. Gary Oldham's in there too good for us. Where's Josh Jones? Let's look at what's in our recently uploaded. We'll do some comedy, but let's look at what's in the recently uploaded. Train standoff. Silky. I want to see this one. It's crazy. Got 1 million in a day though.
Don't be fat, don't be ugly, don't be poor.
I'm sure you know, like, it's like the plastic surgery capital.
Do you think an overweight foreigner coming to visit Korea would have a negative experience?
Sadly,
Yeah, that's crazy. Just gotta get to walking and get active. I need to get a little bit more active myself. Pooh been bringing me too much food back. But you don't gotta get plastic surgery. Just gotta eat a little less, which is easier said than done, to be honest.
heard that a lot.
South Korea, the world's beauty capital, where being fat isn't just frowned upon, you're openly shamed.
Shop owners will clearly say to you like, oh, yeah, there's no clothes for you.
You openly shame anywhere for being fat. People here just not down to lose money. It's a whole lot of people that's a little bit overweight over here. I don't know the right way to say it to not offend nobody.
In a country where appearance can feel like currency, the pressure to be thin is everywhere. On billboards, subway floors, and storefront windows, a constant reminder to change and be better, creating a standard.
Well, to be honest, everywhere appearance is currency. Like, that's why what's that clicker be doing? I don't remember what it is that he be doing, but that's why people gotta make themselves pretty, and that's everywhere.
So intense, it's driving a surge in weight loss drugs, extreme dieting, and potentially something much worse.
Okay, so I have to get to 75 kilograms?
I'm here to find out just how bad it really is. Welcome to South Korea, everybody. Before we get started with the day,
Welcome to South Korea.
I want to see what level of freak show the locals are going to see me as. So behind me, there's a fat test that are in all the parks in Korea. They really just said, let's gamify emotional damage. So whatever I get here is going to dictate how I feel about myself today. And
Whatever somebody say shouldn't dictate how you feel, to be honest, either way. But that's crazy. We ain't got a fat test nowhere. Let's see what this about, though. Comment below. Make sure y'all like, share, subscribe. Comment below what y'all think about this.
probably how I eat. So according to Google Translate, this first one here, it says, you're an alien, ... I mean, I'd rather be called an alien than a fat ass. So I guess if I can't fit through this, I'm not considered human. That was very close. This next one.
Hey, but he can fit, though. So is that the biggest one? So is it getting smaller as he go? That's gonna be crazy.
Is you shouldn't be like this, which kind of sounds like a threat. Oh my God, I'm scraping it. We didn't pass that with flying colors.
So it's getting smaller, and he's not gonna fit nowhere. far was it?
Next door to Granddaddy office.
Oh, that ain't too bad.
Level 3, you have a slim heart. Passive aggressive.
Did he fit through that one? I didn't get to see it. So you have a slim heart. They want you to be. That dude look kind of big.
No! I have a slim body! Okay.
Barely. He definitely not about to fit through the other ones. He had to suck his stomach in for that.
We're good there.
No, I'm not.
Okay, so the next one is just chubby. So not as wordy as the other ones, but still just as hurtful. Chubby. I think this is changing the breakfast plans very quickly.
Very quickly. Be like
Hey,
that.
y'all, I don't mean to interrupt. I see you find your headphones.
Yeah, it was over there.
No. Crazy to think that I'm considered chubby
with the shoes.
in Korea, because I like to think that I'm in pretty good shape. So after chubby, here we have average, which I would never be so grateful to be called mid in my
Yeah.
entire life. I'd love to be average. And then we have thin, and then here says skinny, and it looks like they've removed actually one of the poles here, because maybe like it was probably too extreme.
Yeah, that pole broke. That's crazy.
Like I don't even think a 90-day fast and a caved-in rib cage I could fit through that, because like thin.
No, I'm not fit.
Barely my quad goes through that. And the crazy thing about all of this is that this is literally in the middle of a children's park, and they're probably going to see this as a game, and you want to beat the.
That's crazy. I'm not gonna lie. That's crazy for them to do that. They definitely be body shaming there.
Game. So I just go to this, and if I can't fit through it, I'm gonna do whatever it takes to be able to fit through it eventually. So I think it just causes a lot of.
But I guess it's a kid park though too, so most kids can fit through this probably. This one on the other end.
Issues. Korea has a 0-calorie and 0-sugar obsession, and because of that, there's tons of different spots that cater towards that. So if I want to be able to fit through that tree a little later on, there's certain things that we have to do. So the first spot that we're checking out.
Hey, ain't nothing wrong with that. But it is different type of good sugar that you can get though.
Is the Zero store. So 0 calories and 0 employees. This is just kind of like a serve yourself kind of place. This is pretty sick. I just feel like I found a loophole in my fitness journey. No way. They have 0-calorie ice cream?
0 calories, 0 sugar, 0 people. Crazy. I'm talking about just pay for it and leave. This must be safe here, I tell you that. Good.
Sick packaging, like 0 cal, 0 sugar. They have 0-calorie peanut butter, which sounds like I'd rather have a nut allergy than taste that. Then a bunch of high protein food.
They look pretty good though. No, I just heated up my chicken thing I had yesterday. Yeah.
It's here. This is sick. Wow. I've never seen a Coke Zero tall boy.
We both.
Oh, I have to get
pushing
that.
a limb.
That's so sick. I wonder if they have 0-calorie pizza.
We both
just
be
like
pushing a limb.
cardboard that has a tomato scent. 43-gram protein in that. That's a hefty boy. I swear, I think this must be what heaven looks like.
There was so many different options of 0-calorie, 0-sugar snacks to choose from, especially jelly, which is often seen as
You know, their money ain't the same as ours. That look very interesting. It don't look that bad though. Some of the stuff look kind of good.
Korean Ozempic,
Yeah, about that.
providing you with something to fill your stomach with little to no calories at all.
All this unsupervised protein is pretty incredible. Koreans must be trustworthy. All right, so we got a few things from the Zero store. We got to start off with the 0-calorie.
Bro, that's crazy that this store is nobody in. You just go to the counter like they further past the world. I'll tell you that. Let's see what it look like. See what it's gonna taste like.
Ice cream? I don't, like, what is this? Is this supposed to be like great white shark flavor? Like, it doesn't really tell me anything, and I can't really understand the back of it, but it's pretty in your face about being 0 calories, so you really can't forget it. All right, so visually, shark-like.
Man. Talking about just blah. Real just blah.
like, as in gray and ominous. It looks like meat that's been left in the freezer for like a month. It smells actually fire though.
I know. It's probably good. What y'all think? Comment below if it's good or not.
Wow, what? Not as offensive as I thought it was gonna be. That's actually quite good. There was a lot of flavor going on. I thought it was gonna be very neutral. It's very fruit.
Nah. They know how to make some stuff that's gonna be good. 0 calories don't mean that it's gonna be nasty. And that they got 0 sugar. It's different stuff that you can sweeten stuff with that's not calorie
Punchy.
dense.
Oh. When you bite it, it doesn't taste bad. It just doesn't taste like anything, really. Just the outside's very fruity. Inside's nice and like red like that. But if I was on a diet to keep my mouth out of trouble, very good. We're gonna be trying
No, that look good. This look good too.
the infamous cutting jelly, as in the malnutrition maximizer, because there's literally, I mean, there's nothing in it, 0 calories.
There's something in it, I'll tell you that. I don't mean that it ain't nothing in it, that it ain't nothing in it.
This is just really to fill volume in your stomach. Not bad. Have a couple of
Great flavors.
these, like 3 of them for breakfast, and you're good. Crazy to think right now, as we speak, I'm losing weight, eating ice cream and jelly. There's no.
He's stupid. You tell him I'm losing weight right now as we speak. Yeah, about that, sir. It'll take a little bit more than that, a little bit more dedication.
Calories in it, but I'm burning calories talking to you. Think about that. We got a protein.
He's stupid, bro. Okay, about that.
Muffin, 200 calories, which practically at this point feels like a binge. I don't know if I should do it. I kind of feel bad.
It says 0 calorie store. 200 calories is a lot. And that's a small packet.
I want to fit through that tree. Nailed it. Just a chubby boy in Korea enjoying a muffin.
Running on just 200 calories for the day, I headed to another spot.
No, that Coke Zero is brutally. I don't even know how you can drink the Coke Zero. It's not very tasty.
Built entirely around low-calorie, zero-sugar options.
We're in a 0 sugar cafe right now where the owner actually invented their own sweetener called Swello. Not to be confused with the Pokemon. But as you can see, they have protein overnight oats, no sugar added cream pudding. I got 2 spoons with my order, so I don't know if I'm being fat shamed.
Bro, and still another person, nobody at the counter. Like, America, we a little bit behind because this is second place he went to where it wasn't nobody there.
Right now, because to me, this looks like a meal for 1. But maybe she thinks that I need to share it. The chubby boy over here. But we got the overnight oats.
That definitely like a meal for 2. That's a lot. That's gonna fill you up. You ain't even gonna be able to finish all that. I wouldn't even finish all that.
We got a drink. I've given this place multiple opportunities to earn my trust. So it's sugar-free, low-calorie, and gluten-free. So my mouth isn't exactly watering over here, but you never know. Let's try this overnight oats. Oh, it's thick. Just put it in right like that. I love when it's thick. If it doesn't fight back a little, I don't want it.
That's funny. You talking about you love when it's thick, thicker than a Snicker. About that. Why did it pause right here on his face like this, dude?
I'm trying to pay off your loan.
Stop calling me.
It look like it's good.
I'm calling you to let you know that we're gonna pay off.
Yep. Look like it was gonna be tasty.
That fire. My blood sugar isn't spiking, but my happiness levels definitely are. So flavorful. Swello needs to be FDA approved ASAP. How many calories?
But it says, oh, it say low calories, no sugar. But like I said, it's different stuff you can use to sweeten stuff up. It ain't gotta have no sugar. 250 calories. That's pretty good.
Wow. Now we have this coffee drink with a sugar-free foam on the top. It's a butter pecan flavor.
That's one thing I don't like. I don't like coffee coffee. That like that ain't bad though either. I don't want to get something else. It just look like it's kind of thick though.
Scrumptious. So far, we have been given every opportunity to be skinny and no opportunity to blame the food.
After eating, I met up with Korean
But he didn't ate quite a few times. But I don't know how long this was edited out or edited through. Like, you know, ate 2 times.
American content creator Daniel O, who uses psychology, philosophy, and his cross-cultural perspectives to help women build self-love.
So am I considered kind of like chubby in Korea?
Not chubby, you would just be considered like a buff dude. If you look at the vast majority of like idols, for example.
You're talking about you'd be considered a buff dude. But that's what it is in America though too, so.
Example, they're really skinny. I even have a friend who was an idol trainee, but he started working out and he wasn't even like bodybuilder big. Like he was probably around my size, and they were like, you can't be an idol anymore because you're too big.
Wow.
So they actually dropped him from the training program because they were like, you're gonna be too big compared to everybody else on stage.
What is the ideal male and female
That's crazy. It be like that though. They do want your ultra skinny to do it.
physique?
I think for men, it's the same anywhere in the world. You gotta be tall, right? So if you're 180 and above, that's like, you're considered handsome because you got that going for you. Yeah, so Will definitely would be considered a handsome guy in Korea. But actually, I could use just Will as an example of like why you would be considered a handsome guy by Korean standards.
Okay.
Yeah, so you also have what's considered like a small face.
Okay.
So
Small face. They say small face win.
in Korean society, when people say you're beautiful or you're handsome for men or women, one of the things they'll comment on is like, wow, you have such a small face. Basically what it means is like, if you look at the proportion of your face to the rest of your body, like it looks smaller, right? And so that's what
So they ain't saying you ain't got no big old head or nothing, or your head not bigger than your body.
people mean by having a small face. It has a lot to do with proportions. And of course, you have like a very defined jawline. So I think in that regard, it's not too different from what the standard would be for men anywhere you go in the world, right? And then for women, this is like...
Look, the earrings in his ear look a little suspect. But, you know, if that's the way he go, that's the way. But that might be fashion, or I don't know. It's look a little too clean cut, I guess.
super stringent standard.
And like he got makeup on, honestly.
There's like a specific angle of like your forehead to your nose, and then an angle of like your nose to this part of your face right here.
Wow.
And so like those angles are all
Pretty is different person to person though. Like, and pretty ain't just about how you look.
like measured according to like what's called the golden ratio or the Fibonacci sequence. If you are, I think, over 60, I would say like 4 kilograms, you're considered like chubby
That's the main thing people gotta understand.
for a,
64 kilograms.
yeah, for a Korean woman.
Regardless of the height.
Yeah, regardless of the height too. Yeah, it's tough because nowadays Korean women, like, they are also conscious of like their breast size, but because like naturally Korean women just don't have a lot of like subcutaneous fat, it's hard to get that naturally. So
Well, because everybody conscious about that.
one of the most common procedures that women will get is like breast implants, right? And it's like, again, sometimes you can kind of tell because it's like you have a very skinny woman, but her like breasts are large. And it's kind of like, well, how do you get that? That's kind of like, I would say, the most toxic aspect of the beauty standard that Korea is known for.
Yeah, no, that's crazy. But that's here too. They reduct them and they just want them to stay perky their whole life, I'm guessing. But make sure you guys like, share, subscribe, hype the video if you want. We're gonna go to another video. We usually do a good 10 minutes. We don't watch the full videos. A side trip to $1 million retire life after Fortnite. kill you, shelter one. Yeah, this is crazy.
Intimidation. They're talking about.
The chaos started early.
And we are still hours out yet from the march. And
Where are you from? The march. Where are you from? Hello.
Why people can't just be they self without people just like, y'all ain't talking about like why is there so much violence? Like, that's so crazy. Like, why we just can't be who we want to be?
Blah, blah, blah.
As long as they not hurting nobody, like, you can't even be what you doing. They not harming nobody.
Let him speak. Let him speak.
It is opened today, June 7, 1967, after the Israeli troops have driven out of the new quarter of Jerusalem into the previously Jordanian-held old city of Jerusalem.
But at the end of the day, it's so much fighting over there right now. They live in a world where this literally, they don't know if they gonna die, you know, whatever the next day, like, cause it's crazy.
Now lies clear on the other side of that gate.
This is Jerusalem Day, when Israelis mark their victory in the 1967 war, their seizure of the Western Wall and of East Jerusalem. International law envisions these streets as the capital of a Palestinian state. But those marching don't see it as an occupation.
Yeah, they trying to, it's crazy out there, man. Like, this is supposed to be where Jesus was from, and this how it is now. It's because they fighting over that oil. They fighting over all that stuff they got over there, and they just lost their mind.
They've come to celebrate what they believe is Jewish ownership of the whole of this ancient city. What's striking is that these young people, many of whom have come from settlements on the West Bank, do not fear the police here. They come from the powerful settler movement, once a fringe extreme in Israeli public life. The ultra-nationalists are now increasingly influential.
Yeah, man. Because this stuff is... They shouldn't fear the police, man. Police is there to protect them. It ain't about fearing them. It's, you know, it's about them having what they can do without, you know, harming nobody, and the police just protecting, you know, making sure the stuff is going how it should go.
We meet Atara, who moved here with her parents from Texas 5 years ago.
And tell me about your two flags.
So this is a flag of the third temple, which we want to build hopefully here on the Temple Mount.
Many people are holding the same flag. The Third Temple movement wants to demolish Al-Aqsa, the third holiest place for Muslims, and build a Jewish temple on the site, where quickly...
They know that was not going to go the way that they thought it was going to go. It wasn't going to go easy. You ain't about to take their temple and think it's about the people, you know, love that temple. And that temple, I don't know who it was built by. I don't really know.
Surrounded by demonstrators.
What are they trying to do?
They want to put stickers.
And what do the stickers say?
Kahana was right.
They idolize Meir Kahana, a far-right American rabbi who moved to Israel and was convicted of multiple acts of terror. He's considered a founding father of the ultra-nationalist movement.
So what would you do to the Palestinians living here?
Here, like in the old city, leave or what case?
What would you do?
That's crazy. Leave or that's crazy to say. And she said it with a straight face. Like, why can't y'all live together in peace?
I think Islam is cancer, and you don't transfer cancer to another patient. That's not moral. You have to destroy cancer.
And what does destroy look like for you?
To either kill or re-educate all Muslims.
This man, Itamar Ben-Gvir, from the extreme right, makes similarly shocking statements, once convicted for supporting...
That's crazy. That's crazy. Yeah. People beliefs, bro. People beliefs, and people be believing in people, and like, this is the one thing, like, if y'all read and study the Bible, it say don't believe in man, and y'all believing in men. Crazily though too.
Far-right terrorist organizations. He's now the Israeli government's national security minister, and he started Jerusalem Day by unfurling the Israeli colors at Al-Aqsa. Israeli police describe isolated pockets of violence at the march. The Christian quarter of the Old City was set upon by a group of Jewish demonstrators.
These streets should be absolutely packed with people. It's very strange being in the Jerusalem Old City and it being completely deserted. There should be shoppers, shopkeepers, religious pilgrims, and yet...
It's too dangerous out there for that to be the case. Why is it not? It looked like the other streets he was just on was packed.
They can't be here, and they haven't been able to be here on any of the Jerusalem days because it is quite simply too dangerous for them. Now, we're told the vast majority of those marking this day, Jews across Jerusalem, are peaceful, but the ones who come here, the settler activists, they are bent on chaos. And those we speak to here say it's got worse and worse every year. The settler movement has been empowered. It is now at the heart of the Netanyahu government. More settlements have been greenlit in just the last year than were greenlit.
Well, why though? Like, why can't y'all merge and be in peace? Why do it have to be violent? Like, why do it have to be my way or the highway? Like, the other way is that bad. What's happening with the other way?
Over the last 20 years, and Palestinians in this old city do not feel safe.
While many refused to engage with us, some, mostly American demonstrators, did agree to speak.
The uptick in settler violence on the West Bank is out of control. You must agree with that.
First of all, I'm not too into that, but I kind of do disagree. But, yeah.
And I mean, we were just over there. The level of intimidation by a lot of young, and this is why I was interested to talk to you, because you don't seem to want to fight, which is great.
I don't think that there's any point in violence.
Well, a lot of your friends
here... But you don't disagree with it, though, because you're like, oh, I don't disagree that's happening.
Here do seem to think there's a point in violence.
No, I might disagree with them.
Well, you could just walk along right over here.
Most of the people are not
fighting. You see a bunch of signs where Jews were killed, right? And those were killed by Arabs.
Yeah, I can show you.
Now you have one day that's Yom Yerushalayim, Flag Day for the Jews, so we come here to show this is our land, this is our city.
The basis of all this is that you're not from here. You came here from America, trying to displace people who were from here.
First of all, I'm not trying to displace nobody, and second of all, this is my country. I'm a Jew. God gave it to me.
Like, that's, man. People love to play that God card, boy. I tell you that.
Shaheen.
That's just what the last thing I can say. They love to play it.
Owns a kebab shop, but he can't open today.
Is it every year it happens? But
no, it's every year more and more and more.
We're talking to you now, and you've got a group walking down who are trying to stop us from being able to talk to you, I think. That's what they're doing. They're shouting so we can stop our interview.
We let them pass, and Shaheen finishes his cigarette.
What do you feel when you see them walking?
It's pain for me. Yeah. It's pain for me. I want to live. You want to live. He want to live. Everybody want to live.
There's their way or the highway. They don't even live there. They just want to go there and cause madness and rebuild and build what they want to build. Like, come on, bro.
In another corner of the city, a man watches from his window.
I asked this man how many people are inside. He said there are 7 of them in the house. He said he feels safe there, but he does not feel safe out in the street. And he described to us.
These people live here every day, all day, and y'all don't even live there.
Us being spat on.
And y'all just want to take their land and take over it. That's crazy. That's crazy to me.
By a young activist out in the street. And that the IDF saw it happen and that they reprimanded those young boys.
But there are Jews here to protect Palestinians. Standing together works to foster understanding between Israelis and Palestinians.
Stand with our bodies against the settler violence here against the Palestinian community of Eastern Jerusalem, and we will not let this violent day affect the population here. And we're ready to get hit. We don't want them to.
He said we're ready to get it on. We're just trying to, let the day be y'all got y'all thing y'all trying to do. And that's crazy. They had to close on their business on a busy day with people, they supposed to be able to make some good money on this.
Get hit. This is our responsibility as Jews.
But you're Jewish.
Yeah.
It's your day too.
Nope.
No, you don't feel that way.
It's a day of occupation. I think that justice must come to all people in this land, and the occupation cannot persist.
Do you think that's a majority view in Israel?
It will be.
It will be, and if it's not,
Standing Together is a movement built on the hope of coexistence. Attitudes across Israel to a two-state solution have hardened, especially since October 7th and the devastation in Gaza. These activists are willing to put their own lives on the line for the promise of a different kind of Israel.
And they started shouting now because they know that we're trying to speak and they're trying to drown it out. I mean, what do you feel as an Israeli when you see this?
Palestinians here are my brothers and sisters, and I will stand with them.
yeah, man, they live in fear every day. You gotta deal with getting bombed on a daily. Like, how do you live and feel, be like that? Being bombed on a daily is crazy. Alrighty.
He actually calls them up and drops the mic on them live on air. Does this guy actually have a chance at changing LA? Let's talk about it.
What is the most powerful sound a human being is capable of making?
Carson White getting kidnapped by police after.
And I've heard that they're huge fans of
Well,
you.
now, the Fort Worth Police Department hates me.
Okay.
Because there's a dirty police officer who, I rescued a sex trafficking victim from this house, who this dirty police.
Dig deep. Controversial.
And appeared on Jaylen Brown's program.
Okay.
You know where Jason Tatum was? Right here on First Take.
Let's pause right there. What type of journalism is this? Jason Tatum hasn't been on my stream, and this is what we're talking about on First Take? What if JT just don't like being somewhere in an uncontrolled environment? Why are you doing journalism on me having guests on my stream? And this is a part of the reason why I started streaming. This is a part of the reason why people use the term clown and it synchronizes with someone like Stephen A. Smith. Because this is what you're using your platform for. What are you talking about? Let's continue.
Jason Tatum. So in other words, Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum showed up on.
Doug Jr.'s mustache, is it real?
Is customizing your car insurance with Liberty Mutual and saving hundreds real?
Tatum showed up on First Take before he showed up on your day.
Let's get into the good stuff. Last week I had an exchange online with Stephen A. Where he was vocal about what he thought I needed to do, and
I ain't gonna lie, this is good for the NBA. I think more players should be streaming, honestly, because why do they need to be quiet? Like, I want to stream. What else am I doing? Like, I'm not doing nothing else. I want to stream, so I'm gonna stream. And if nobody else want to come support me or whatever, so be it. Make sure you guys like, share, subscribe. Comment below. Let me know what y'all think about this Jason Brown stuff.
also said some other things. So let's watch it.
That Jason Tatum hasn't appeared on Jaylen Brown's program.
Okay.
Which is crazy. Like, why does that matter? Like, why does that matter that he haven't appeared on there? Like, they could stay in two different states. First of all, they work together all day.
Okay.
You know where Jason Tatum was? Right here on First Take.
Let's pause right there. What type of journalism is this? Jason Tatum hasn't been on my stream, and this is what we're talking about on First Take. What if JT just don't like being somewhere in an uncontrolled environment? Why are you doing journalism on
At the end of the day, like, why is it like, was he was on yours? You got a huge platform. That don't, he just starting. So he can benefit off of being on yours for them moments. And then when was he on yours? Jaylen Brown don't even stream like that. He just started streaming because the season ended. Bro, you go live and this is your job to do this every day. So you can't even compare y'all. Because Jaylen Brown not even streaming every day, all day. He's streaming in the off season most of the time.
Me having guests on my stream. And this is a part of the reason why I started streaming. This is a part of the reason why people use the term clown and it synchronizes with someone like Stephen A. Smith. Because this is what you're using your platform for. What are you talking about? Let's continue.
Why? Yeah, and what? And this is the thing with the internet. He gotta drive attention. He gotta drive attention to, get attention. And I understand it. It just, that's how the internet works. You gotta get on there every day. You gotta find something to talk about.
Jason Tatum. So in other words,
and the thing is, this is why he did it too. He want to control the narrative. It's very important to control the narrative in this day and age.
Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum showed up on First Take before he showed up on your damn show.
What does that have to do with anything? What? This is journalism? This is why I started streaming, chat. What does that have to do with basketball? What does it have to do with performance? What does that have to do with anything relative to like the game? You know what I mean? It doesn't. And this is where, why people call him out.
And this is where it gets personal. Because now you're personally attacking me. Now you usually say, hey, I just talk basketball, but why are you personally attacking what I'm doing? Why can't I do what you're doing? You're doing this. So why are you personally attacking him? Like, and that's where you say that's where the clown start getting coming, because you get to doing stuff like this, which is out of the pocket.
Because he uses his platform and his nature, and his nature can be, this causes issues.
And then this is stuff that just flying over your head. You think nobody notices that hasn't happened? You're saying it's the year that Jason Tatum was down with an.
But what he not understanding, Jason, with Jaylen Brown don't stream like that to get people on his platform. Like, bro, you have to do that. He don't have to do it. Like I say, he's streaming more, probably because it's the off season. He wasn't streaming every day and posting every day. I don't even know his schedule of streaming.
Achilles tear is your favorite year? The year that Jason Tatum had to sit out, this closeout game 7 because of the injury he incurred in game 6. That's your favorite year?
But you definitely got to watch what you say, because people going to break down what you say. That's the bad thing about being famous. Like, if you say something, boy, they going to break it down. That's what Jaylen Brown messed up at.
The year that you lose 3-1, of all the stars in the history of the Boston Celtics, you the only one because you were driving a bus. Ain't nobody pointing to Jason Tatum. He was sitting. Right. He was sitting. He was in street clothes. You the only one. The only star in the history of the Boston Celtics that ever lost a 3-1 lead and surrendered it, and that's your favorite year. Why? Because you and your teammates developed better chemistry and camaraderie? You understand what I'm saying? Because you overcame adversity?
See, this is where I got to pause again. See, this is a narrative that he's creating. This is in journalism. This is him making his own opinion and formalizing it about what I had to say on his platform. And this is why, respectfully, a lot of people say fuck Stephen A. Because
Because you projecting.
This is the type of stuff he does, and then he doesn't recognize it. But he's creating a narrative saying that the reason why I'm saying that I had my favorite season is because selfishly I had a best performing year. Not the fact that we outproved expectations, not the fact that everybody...
Yeah, not the fact that everybody said they weren't going to be able to do nothing. and they did do something. They wasn't able to get far because they caught up with them, but
they expected us to be nothing, and we had to fight, and we showed up, and we competed every single day, and we had to fight for every victory. Not the joy of watching our teammates grow, or not the joy of watching guys who are unproven start to solidify themselves as well through leadership, through chemistry. Like, he maybe now doesn't understand that because maybe he's never had to fight for nothing in his life.
Nope. Well, he definitely had to fight for some stuff, but he never had to do it in the sense of sports-wise and in the way that y'all had to do it. So they're not gonna understand. They're only gonna look at it from the way that they see it.
Maybe anytime adversity is hit, he's rolled over or he's gave in. So he thinks it's the same thing as somebody who has little to no expectation, and they stood up and they made a name for themselves. He may not understand that concept, and that's why he's pushing his narrative. But once again, this is what Stephen A. is using his platform for. Let's see what he finishes with.
What happens? What's the remedy? Given all these things you're pointing out, I'm with you. But that's why I brought up the whole trade thing again. What are you gonna?
You didn't make a whole one. You just made one.
Do about it.
Oh, he made you one too? Yeah.
I don't mind, but what I'm saying is the first order of business is that he needs to be quiet and like big.
Let me stop right there. He just.
That's crazy. That's crazy for you to tell somebody they need to be quiet when you can just talk all you want. So he shouldn't. So you saying he just shouldn't stream?
Say I needed to be quiet. Be quiet for who? Man, Stephen A. Stephen A, Stephen B, Stephen C. My offer still stands. You want me to be quiet and stop streaming? Well, I want you to be quiet and get off these networks, because you're not using your platform to do real journalism. You're using your platform to use clickbait.
Yeah, clickbait and attack people personally. Like, keep it business, bro. Don't attack people personal situation on what they doing. But I guess you breaking down what you think what you feel like he said, but that's crazy, bro. Like, I can't agree with what you doing and how you doing it, especially looking at this clip and how it's looking like Stephen A. That's crazy.
Using your platform to, let's go back and let's use example A. You talking about JT not coming on my stream, and this is the journalism that you're referring to.
Tatum hasn't appeared on Jaylen Brown's program. You know where Jason Tatum was? Right here on First Take. Jason Tatum. So in other words, Jaylen Brown.
He thought he ate with that one too. Like, right here on First Take. Man, nobody give a damn about no damn First Take. This is the reason why I started streaming in the first place. Did I want to be a streamer? No. But the media has gotten so bad, chat.
The media is out of hand because they only look at it from their view. Because that ain't got nothing. He don't even stream, bruh. Like, you do this all day, every day. So clearly he's gonna be on yours. That's almost his job to have to do that.
The media has gotten so goddamn bad.
And y'all taking personal hits. Like, stick to what he didn't do on a basketball court.
Where it's like, anytime you say anything as an athlete, it's going to be taken and pulled in different directions. We already seen an example of that. I know it's going to happen. That's just the world we live in.
Like, how, like, you want him to be, that's crazy to say. Everybody should be able to have an opinion, and you should be able to respect it because you live off your opinions, bro. Like, that's the last thing he should have said, because so he shouldn't say nothing. He should just be, okay. No, bro, let that man talk. Let him express how he feel, because we got to listen to how you feel. So let him say how he feel.
But at least now, because I have an obligation, like, it's my job to speak to the media. Like, it's in my contract. If I don't speak to the media, I will be fined. What did Marshawn Lynch say? Everybody know the famous quote, I'm here so I don't get fined. If you don't speak to the media as an athlete, you get fined. So I have a media responsibility. I have a media responsibility as well, just like anyone else, any other athlete.
Exactly. So he even pointed it out right there, like, bro, I have to speak to y'all. I have no choice.
The only problem is that for me, I prefer to take matters into my own hands. I'd rather talk straight to you guys, straight to the people. You can see my reaction. You can see my thought process. I'm breaking down the film. I'm breaking down the game. I'm talking about the ins and outs of the NBA. I'm still fulfilling my media obligation, but I'm just not doing it in a traditional manner. And this is an example of Melo talking about, you know, streaming and Twitch and Kick and the athletes and what the future could possibly.
Yeah, cause we could benefit off us talking to the media, which speaking of his point of, they could benefit off them speaking to the media because they directly speaking to the media.
Look like. I'm not trying to put writers out of a job. Like, obviously writers are gonna always be involved in the game, breaking down the game, but I think players given more access instead of giving PR statements, and you get to actually hear.
People just got to get to work. You know, you got to put the work in. Stephen A. put the work in, but I guess that's, you know, he got a clickbait because that's the only thing that people want to watch nowadays.
From them.
Because if they not gonna watch that, they just gonna watch the athlete. So I guess I don't understand, but that's what this world is, man. That's what we come to.
On their own accord, I actually think that will be seen a lot more going forward, and I think some other people agree.
Give a press conference to a company, right? When I'm my own IP, I can go do my own press conference. I can go do my own. Streaming is a new press conference.
Yeah.
Right? Nobody want to sit in the room no more and answer questions on 5, 6, 7 reporters. They want to get.
Yep. Do my own.
To the nitty gritty of it and face it face to face with your.
And there's a lot that's gonna come out of that. It's gonna be some bad gonna come out of it because you're gonna say how you really feel, and some good. At least the pressure not there of having to sit there with all these people that's throwing shots at you, and then I gotta sit here and just answer your questions like you just ain't throw 1,000 shots at me. I just gotta be cool with you, like you just ain't call me trash, or you ain't just say this. I get to answer to the fans, the real fans.
Followers and the
everybody a real fan though, but you know, I get to answer to the people that, you know, really support me on my platform.
People who's actually watching, because they the ones who really gonna ask the real questions. So if I get my message to you, then I get my message to everybody else.
I thought that was a good take of kind of helping understand of why athletes, or why I started streaming in the first place. I think obviously I might be early, but I think more people will start to see the same sentiment. You know what I mean? Because the media platforms or the normal traditional markets have all turned their revenue to like creating clips through controversy. They generate their impressions through polarization, and that takes away from, you know, actual journalism. And
to that negativity, like they trying to sell all that negativity. They ain't trying to sell positive. They ain't trying to stick to the game, because they know that, you know, that only sells when the game is playing. Like after it, now I need to see, you know, something negative.
That's exactly what ESPN does. That's exactly what First Take does. And that's exactly why Stephen A is getting paid to do what he does. But long story short, man, Stephen A, Stephen B, Stephen C, his vocabulary, his delusion, his attire, and his necessity to serve these higher ups. Like, man, I ain't trying to hear nothing.
Yep, the necessity to put somebody else down on, you know, they just trying to have a different way, like, to express themselves. Like, you can't tell him to be quiet. Like, let that man express himself. Because if he was on your platform talking, you ain't telling him to be quiet. If he coming on your platform every week to give you a conversation, you're not about to tell him that. You're going to be happy.
You know what I mean? You want me to be quiet? I think a lot of people want you to be quiet as well. So my offer still stands. I'll stop streaming. I'll shut it down. I'll go do what I got to continue doing my business, get back in the gym, get back to work for next season. But, you know, let's kill two birds with one stone. Tell this motherfucker retire, you know, because he's the face of clickbait media at the point. And maybe with his retirement, we could spark a movement to get the rest of these motherfuckers out of here.
No, don't do that. You just saying that out of frustration, but, you know, don't just keep doing what you do. Keep streaming. Keep saying, you know, how you feel.
Also have some type of have some type of, forget journalistic integrity, actual integrity, in order to hold themselves accountable to the bullshit takes they put out with no basis, no bias, no information, just narrative, just for the sake of just pushing a weak narrative. Just.
And that's crazy. Like, but that's how it is, man. Cause YouTube, you know, the system love a good narrative that sounds good. It don't even got to be true. Don't even got to have no facts to it. Just, hey, this a good point.
Purely out of that, I'll give it up. I'll pass.
No, he won't. I don't think he will. But I'm gonna wrap up right here because the rest of it is probably just talking. I want to get to another video. Make sure you guys like, share, subscribe, comment below. Let me know what y'all think about this.
Happened around 9:40 last night on Library Street near Grand River. Two large groups of teens came together and a fight broke out, and that's when somebody fired multiple shots. The 14-year-old was shot in the chest but is expected to physically recover. 7 News Detroit reporter Ryan Marshall is joining us live from downtown Detroit.
And Ryan, summer is not even.
That's crazy. Stolen online investigation.
Went to a nightclub, was in D.C. I'll never forget it. I got here on a Monday, but my homeboys are talking to me, so I'm talking to them, but I'm trying not to lose focus of that ass either. It was 15 minutes of multitasking. It was not an easy night. Because my boys was like, Gary, what's up with old girl? I was like, motherfucker, I don't know.
That's when he was talking to that deaf girl. I don't know. They didn't do bad though. Let me see what's in there with me. Hello?
Grand Rising, bro.
Grand Rising, Brody.
going on, Brody?